Russia says its North group of forces is continuing to expand what it calls a security zone inside Ukraine's Sumy and Kharkiv regions. According to the Russian military, Sumy remains the main axis of the offensive, with assault units advancing up to 400 meters across 17 sectors over the past 24 hours. Moscow claims it carried out strikes on Ukrainian troop and equipment concentrations around Sumy city, Khoten, Ulyanovo, Volnaya Sloboda, Putivl, and Krasnopolye, while fighting continues across several border settlements. According to the Russian battlefield update, Ukrainian forces launched a counterattack near Mogrytsa, with assault groups from the 47th Separate Mechanized Brigade and the 21st Separate Mechanized Brigade advancing on quad bikes. Russia claims the attack was repelled through artillery and air strikes, with Ukrainian mobile equipment destroyed and surviving troops forced to retreat. Moscow also says fighting is continuing around Ryzhovka, Pisarevka, Mariino, and Khoten, as Russian assault units continue pushing deeper into the Sumy region. The Russian military also released a detailed list of equipment it says was destroyed in Sumy over the past day. Moscow claims its forces destroyed one US-made M113 armoured personnel carrier, one D-20 howitzer, 2 electronic warfare systems, 22 drone control points, 63 fixed-wing drones, 12 Baba Yaga heavy drones, 5 reconnaissance UAVs, along with 11 pickup trucks, 3 quad bikes, 2 buggies, and 1 motorcycle. These battlefield claims have not been independently verified. In neighbouring Kharkiv, Russia says its forces advanced up to 300 meters in 4 sectors around Vovchansk, while continuing offensive operations near Kazachya Lopan. Moscow also claims its troops captured the settlements of Bely Kolodez and Ustinovka after driving Ukrainian units from their positions. Russia further claims it destroyed a Ukrainian Cossack armoured vehicle, a Polish-made Krab self-propelled howitzer, a 2S-1 Gvozdika self-propelled howitzer, another electronic warfare station, 14 drone control points, 79 fixed-wing drones, 51 Baba Yaga drones, and several military vehicles. Overall, Russia claims Ukrainian losses over the past 24 hours exceeded 280 personnel, including more than 150 troops in Sumy and over 130 in Kharkiv. Moscow says the objective is to expand a security zone along the border and push Ukrainian forces farther away from Russia's Kursk and Belgorod regions, which have repeatedly come under cross-border attacks and drone strikes. Control over more territory in Sumy would also force Ukraine to commit additional troops to the northern front, potentially drawing manpower away from key battlefields in Donetsk. These casualty figures and battlefield claims come from the Russian military and have not been independently verified. A new phase may be unfolding in the Black Sea. Russia now claims it isn't just striking Ukrainian ports, it is hunting the entire maritime supply chain that keeps Ukraine's military running. From cargo ships sailing offshore to unloading terminals, repair facilities, and logistics hubs, Moscow says its forces are systematically targeting what it describes as infrastructure supporting the Ukrainian armed forces. If these claims reflect an operational shift, the Black Sea is no longer just a transit route for supplies. It is becoming an active battlefield for military logistics. According to the Russian Ministry of Defense, strikes carried out on the evening of August 3rd targeted multiple locations across Ukraine's southern coastline. Moscow claims a plant and a port terminal in Chornomorsk were hit because they were allegedly being used to repair military vehicles and store ammunition and fuel. It also says dry cargo ships in the ports of Mykolaiv and Yuzhny were struck while carrying or unloading military cargo. Beyond the ports, Russia further claims that 2 cargo ships south of Odessa were hit while transporting weapons and military equipment to Ukrainian ports. These claims have not been independently verified. What makes these claims significant is not just the number of reported strikes, but the pattern they reveal. Instead of describing isolated attacks on individual targets, Russia is portraying a campaign against every stage of Ukraine's maritime logistics chain. The claimed targets include ships at sea, vessels unloading in port, cargo terminals, storage facilities, and repair sites. Taken together, the message from Moscow is that it intends to disrupt military supplies before they can move inland to support Ukrainian forces on the battlefield. This also reinforces a narrative Russia has pushed for months, that parts of Ukraine's commercial port infrastructure have become legitimate military targets because they are allegedly being used for military purposes. By repeatedly referring to military cargo, weapons, ammunition, and repair facilities, Moscow is attempting to justify strikes on infrastructure that would otherwise be viewed as civilian. If this approach continues, it could signal a broader effort to pressure Ukraine's maritime supply routes and increase the risks facing cargo traffic in the Black Sea. Whether this marks the beginning of a sustained campaign will become clearer in the coming days, but the latest Russian statements suggest a wider focus than previous port strikes. Rather than concentrating only on cities or frontline positions, Moscow is claiming to target the entire logistics network that moves military equipment from the Black Sea to Ukrainian forces. Ukraine has not confirmed Russia's version of events, and the reported targets and damage remain subject to independent verification. However, if these attacks continue, the Black Sea could become an even more critical front in the battle over Ukraine's military supply lines.